If you want a beautiful, lush yard, it's no secret you have to keep it watered all the time. But did you know there are certain sprinklers for certain types of yards? The handyman shows us why it's so important to choose the right one. We're having a little bit of difficulty with that tape. We're going to have it for you in just a moment.
But it's been a little dry, and I've been out taking a look at the lawn, and what I want to talk to you about today a little bit is lawn sprinklers and how we can keep the lawn and the gardens around, keep them watered when we need them to be watered. Let me show you an example of a couple different types of lawn sprinklers. This type here is a rotor, and they can shoot up to roughly about 50 feet. Now, the secret on these is you want to be able to lap them. Everything, all your grass out there in the yard should be getting hit at least twice. So you can see this particular rotor here will shoot out 50 feet, and that one there, so they'll be lapping, okay? Because you're really going to want to get a good watering, because they don't water the area a lot. They need to run a long time, and they need to be lapped. When it gets dry like this in July and hasn't been raining, you need to run these about 30 minutes. Let's take a look at a type that would go into a garden. See, now in this area, we've got a perennial garden here, and there's a lot of height to it. And we want these little misters and sprayers to get up and into the middle of that garden. Even though it's already getting hit somewhat by the rotors, we need to keep those annuals really moist, especially out here in the sun. And sprinklers are really used when you have a lot of sun, full sun. You really need to keep your stuff moist. Even over here, you can see on this side, again, we need to keep, even though we've got our pine trees and things like that, we need to keep these little annuals nice and moist. And that one little sprinkler head hitting that every other day, you might run them for 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want to get them too wet and soppy and get all the leaves wet. So that's the beauty of zoning properly with your sprinkler heads. I just wanted to fill in that information. Another thing you might want to look out for is sprinklers are all able to be turned on and off from the outside, and if lawn people come or if somebody can come by and turn your sprinklers off, that's another thing to keep in mind when you're maintaining your sprinklers, in case someone might turn them off inadvertently from the outside. So you want to know about that. That's a good tip too. If you keep your water flowing in these heavy summer days, then you might cut it back a little bit as fall comes. Your timing on your sprinklers makes a big difference. You need to keep after them. If you keep all these tips in mind, you're going to have a beautiful, lush lawn going into the fall time, and it's going to be a fantastic season once again. For the Newsbeat Saturday, I'm Dale Cranston.
If you'd like Dale to help you with the project